Hey now. Cats will keep singing. Okay.
Hello, everybody.
Hey y'all.
Happy New Year.
Happy new 2026.
Happy New Year, everybody. We are glad to have you all here with us. So, today we want to talk about how marriage won't heal what you refuse to face.
Mm.
And I think many times we believe that just being married can bring healing in our relationships, but we have to realize that we play a part in our healing as well.
You know, not only in our relationships, but individually.
I agree.
Yeah.
We have to be willing to face some things that we may be dealing with, whether it be individually or even as a couple, in order for those things to be able to change. So without us facing reality and walking in truth, then we can't expect much to shift. And then it won't be fair to blame the other person as to why things haven't changed when we ourselves aren't willing to face the truth.
Yeah. I think you and I were talking 2 days ago. Because I get up early in the morning and try to take care of a few little things. But I was watching something, and this lady said something, baby, that dealt with marriages that you and I talked about. She said that as we grow up, women and men, so I'm just not going to make it women, but women and men, we do our things, we experience life, we have relationships, we do all that other stuff. Then as we get older, we desire marriage. And just having the desire to be married don't mean that you transform to the place of marriage. It doesn't mean that you prepared for that. And so we think that if I get married, that'll fix everything I did in my past and all this other stuff. It doesn't do that. You know, and we have to understand to know that even when you are married, you're going to face some things. You're going to face some things that's you're not ready for. You know, so just wanted to share that.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, that's good. And it's true, because marriage isn't supposed to be a band-aid.
Oh no.
Or this is what's going to fix your problem, because some people don't go in it with wondering what they can give. They go in it wondering what they can get.
Okay.
And some look at marriage as an escape, or want somebody to do this for them or do that for them, but not looking at how sacrificial it is and how much work it takes. And so, like we said, there are many things that we had to face in our relationship and individually and together in order for change to come in those areas. We could not continue to gloss over stuff and, the Lord got it, the Lord gonna fix it. We done talked to y'all about that already. Yeah. That's a cop out. And the Lord gonna do this, the Lord gonna do that, and I'm just gonna pray about it and all this and that. We had to face some things, and we had to be willing to work through those things in order for our relationship to be better. We couldn't just gloss over it. We couldn't just say we're gonna give it to the Lord. We're gonna let the Lord fix it. We're not trying to be religious here. We're trying to use common sense, because God gave us wisdom. He gave us instruction. And if we're not willing to do that, then it's not fair to blame him for why the outcome is the way it is, because we have to put feet to what we're believing for as well. We don't just sit and wait for it to fall in our lap. We have a responsibility to do what we can do in our relationships to bring change, and whether it be with yourself, because many times it's easy to focus on what he's not doing more than what I'm not doing. So it's easy to look at what one person is doing that seems to be wrong, but then we don't see how we could be contributing to it as well, or we don't see in some ways that we need to mature and grow, because that could be some things to it as well, So it's not just like a one person got the problem and the other one don't. When there's a problem in your marriage, you both have a problem.
Yeah.
Let's just get that
Basically,
straight.
yeah.
Because you're one flesh.
Yeah.
So it ain't, oh, he got to get himself together. No. We need to get ourselves together. Because even when we was dealing with what we did, I didn't leave him out there to dry and say, oh well, don't call me, don't write me. I ain't got nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
I could just leave him out there hanging, though I was mad and everything else. I couldn't do that.
Yeah.
Because we were trying to move forward in it. So we had to face some hard truths. We had to deal with had some hard conversations. It was necessary. But once we did, that brought a lot of relief to me.
Yeah.
And
to us, really.
Yeah. And it could bring a lot of relief in your relationship by facing the truth. Because the truth is truth can be challenging, and because it
can be painful too now.
It can be painful.
Yeah.
Because it's going to require change though.
Yeah.
And that's why some people don't want to face the truth. Some people don't want to walk in reality of what is. So they don't want to know the truth. They would rather live under a facade, vice face the truth. Maybe you could be at a crossroads in your marriage right now, but you don't want to face that. So you'll just pretend nothing's happening. Oh, it's all right. I'm just going to deal with it because you don't want to face the truth of what it is. And just because something looks like it's falling apart doesn't necessarily mean that it has to. It just depends on two people, what they want to do and how bad they want to really save their marriage.
I'm not trying to be too churchy right now, but I got to say this here. There's a failure.
Who?
Failure.
Oh, okay.
In religion, because we don't address the situations of marriage. I know Jesus will fix it after a while. No. We have to get away from that old religious mindset and understand that there's a work that has to be done in our own individual lives. And even when things aren't where we think they need to be, we have to address truth, like you were saying. And when you address truth, because scripture tells us truth is going to make you free. It's going to give you the liberty to do the things that you need to do. But a lot of times we negate to look at ourselves. We always look at the next individual or the next person or anything else that's not really working according to what we feel they need to work to. So what happens is that now we don't mimic truth. We just mimic what is being mimicked and not really work on the things that need to be taken care of.
I agree with that.
Because marriage is something.
Sorry, y'all.
That's all right.
Get this mic in.
You got it in?
Got it in.
Okay. Something else popped up just now. But marriage is an institution that requires the work that is necessary to manifest the glory of the Father or the institutional Father in yourself, not just your marriage. Because a lot of times we've been taught, well, just get married and it'll work out. And everything. I know a lot of people that been married 30, 40 years from the old time. Husband been out there ripping and running. Wife just sit home. Well, that's my husband. And I have to deal with it. That's not right. That's not fair. That's not fair to your wife. And then the dude thinks it's all right because I'm the man and I can do that. Marriage won't heal what you refuse to face. We have to face truth. We have to face the fact that, I'm flawed. My wife is flawed.
Yep, very much so.
So we work into a place of perfection. And I'm not talking about we flawed in a place to whereas we are just doing things arbitrarily and whatever else, But there are times that we fail to understand the fact that, just like my wife said earlier, there are things that she has to deal with. There are things that I have to deal with. And there are things that we have to deal with collectively as two individuals. Yet I can't look down on my wife because of what she has to deal with. She doesn't look down on me because of what I have to deal with. But what we do, we find a common ground and we deal with it together.
Yes.
Because if you refuse to face the truth, then what you're doing, you're living a lie.
You really are. You really are. And that's why you need to know as well, because I know for me, I found out when we started counseling and we was doing our but it was a personality test thing, that I can be avoidant. Okay. So even when we had those things going on in our relationship, some parts of me didn't want to face it. Because I was like, I don't know if I can deal with all of that. I didn't know if I could deal with knowing the truth. And so there were some parts of me that were like, well, I really don't want to deal with it, whatever, because sometimes those things, they can be overwhelming for me at times. But I thank God that I pressed through that. And then we were able to get to the bottom of everything, because I'm telling you, like we said earlier, that was a weight off of both of us. We didn't have to tiptoe around each other. We didn't have to fake the funk and try to be something that we weren't. We're not going to pretend in front of y'all and then get off the camera and we ain't even looking at each other. It's like, we're not going to live no fake and phony life. We want to enjoy the blessing of marriage that God gave us, and knowing it's going to come with all kind of things, because there were some things we caused. There were some things that we had to do with. We had to take responsibility for that. There were a lot of mistakes that we've made that we were the culprit in. Like, we shouldn't have done this. We shouldn't have done that. We should have waited. We should have looked at this more. We should have took our time. We made a lot of those boo-boos. And we said this one thing that we want to definitely focus on this year is being more discerning about things, about people, about things, about situations, and not taking everything at face value, and really learning how to use the gifts that God gave us to properly discern and to be able to know truth. And so that was something that we talked about, I think, before the year ended last year. Remember, we was talking about how we want to do things differently. We don't want to fall in all these traps we fell in the last couple of years, and everything. And so, like we said, that like Joseph was saying, we really got to get to a place to where, and it's not that the Lord is not with us, because come on, of course he's with us. But what we're saying is we can't use him as a cop-out and to think that it's his responsibility to fix everything that's wrong in our lives, when he's given us his word, he's given us wisdom, he's given you people around you who can be a help to you. But sometimes people want to hear what they want to hear. And sometimes you want to manipulate and control people to say and do what you want them to. And that's not going to always work. But there are some times when we got to say, look, you play a part in this. What is my part to play in this? How can I bring change to the relationship that will make it better? What can I do to bring change that will make it helpful for him, that will make it easier or better for him? We have to always put the other person in mind and not just what we need and what we want.
I'm transparent about stuff, especially with us, because it's necessary. That was yesterday. I think it was yesterday. Might have been the day before. I don't know. Anyway, my wife has a routine. No, I have to say this here because it's necessary that folks would understand. My wife has a routine. And she was in her prayer closet, praying and studying. I was tired because I got up early that morning trying to do some things. I said, well, I'm going to go back in here and lay down in the bed. But our bedroom, the prayer closet is in our bedroom. She came out there. What are you doing in here? You know what I'm doing. I'm like, baby, I'm just laying down because I'm tired. But this is my time. I said, well, what difference does it make? Because when you're praying and if I'm asleep, I'm still in the bed. She said, but it's a difference. So for a period of time, I jumped in the bed, got my feelings on my shoulders, and said, well, I'm just going to lay here. I'm not going to make the coffee. I'm not going to make the water and the ice and stuff that she normally, I'm not going to do what I normally do in the morning because she got this whole thing going on because I'm disturbing her time. But you know what? After I laid down in that bed and thought about it, I said, you know what? She's right. Because there was about 10 minutes, we didn't even speak to each other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I went on about my way.
He was hot with me. I asked him a question, and he kind of looked at me like, whatever. I said, oh, you're mad.
I said, yeah, I am. Yes, I am. But after I went downstairs and dealt with me, I came right back up here. I said, baby, I ain't mad at you no more.
I ain't mad either. We hugged.
We hugged, and it's like it never happened.
That was the end of that.
This is what I'm talking about. We have to face some things. Because after I thought about it, you know what? She right. Because I don't come up here when she doing what she do. I said, now this is what I wanted to do. Because I was out of place. Yet and still, we as married couples, we have to understand the things about our spouses. We have to understand those things. And right now, I mean, it's like I said, like it never happened. But at the same given time, we have to get outside of ourselves and think about one another.
Yeah.
You know.
Definitely to do that. Yeah. So that's the gist of what I have.
Yeah, I just wanted to say this here. If you think that marriage is going to heal what you refuse to face, then you are sadly mistaken. Mm-hmm. You have to deal with your own issues. And my wife doesn't expect me to deal with her issues, and I don't expect her to deal with mine. I have to do that. Now, collectively, we can deal with issues within the marriage, but it's not her responsibility to deal with mine, nor is it mine to deal with hers. But then when we can be open about the things that we have issues with within ourselves, then you know what? We can build. We can build, because building is a work and marriage is a work. You know, I don't care how y'all think that oh, because we are sexual and we are doing this here and that's going to make everything right. Hey man, when that thing over with, it's over with. You still got the same things you had before.
Exactly.
You know, so we try to mask things through our physical, and our physical is the only thing that we have in a time, because we feel that's the thing that's going to heal our marriage. But it doesn't. It doesn't. We have to deal with the things that will bring healing to our own self, that we can heal ourselves and heal our marriage, whereas the physical becomes what? Like the icing on top of that what's the name of that cake? Red velvet cake, that white icing on top of the red velvet. It makes it sweeter, you know. But if we try to think that just because the icing is going to make our marriage better, you're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. So that's all I had to say.
Yeah, we thank y'all for joining us. We would love to hear what you think. If you are commenting, thank you for joining us. We just thank y'all for being here, and thank y'all for supporting this page. It means so much to us, because this is what we love to do, and and we just thank y'all for being on this broadcast today. And we hope that this is a blessing, that you would share this with somebody that you know may need to be encouraged by this. Now, if you like this content and things like this nature, please be sure to like, share, subscribe, follow us on Becoming One Flesh. We're on Facebook and we're on YouTube as well, so you can join us on those platforms. And so we definitely have Men of Truth coming up on the third Monday of this month.
I think it's the 19th.
The 19th, and then we have Wifey Wednesday every last Wednesday of every month. So you will see Men of Truth every month on the third Monday, and you will see Wifey Wednesday the last Wednesday of every month. Those we have one for husbands and one for wives, just to bring some encouragement. We have those things available too. So And you can follow us as well on It Costs Me Everything and Kingdom Principles on Facebook and YouTube as well. So we love you guys, and we want you to remember what the scripture says: whom God has joined together,
let no man
put asunder.
put asunder.
We love you guys. Oh, and in the corner, the QR code you see to the top left, that's for our website. If you want to check it out, learn more about us, you are welcome to. So with that being said, we'll see y'all the next time.